The Ooku, as depicted in lavish dramas and films. However, that might only be a small part of the truth. In reality, the Ooku was not only responsible for guarding the shogun's private chambers but also a colossal organization that secretly supported the shogunate. In such an unimaginably closed-off world, what did these women think? And how did they live? The Ooku refers to an exclusive women's quarter located within the main keep of Edo Castle, where the shogun and his family resided. It was a sacred sanctuary where men, with the exception of the shogun and a few of his close attendants, were forbidden to enter, even high-ranking shogunate officials. Living in the Ooku were the shogun's official wife, the Midedokoro, his concubines, and an estimated 300 to 1,000 female attendants. Their main roles included attending to the shogun, ensuring the prosperity of his lineage, and symbolizing the authority of the shogunate. To enter the Ooku, there was a strict screening process where lineage, appearance, education, and health were meticulously checked. At times, for political reasons, princesses from various daimyo families were sent to serve as concubines. However, many female attendants volunteered for the Ooku of their own free will. Why was that? This was because advancement in the Ooku presented a great opportunity to bring honor to their family and relatives, as well as economic stability. With life or death resolved, these women severed ties with the outside world and passed through the gates of the Ooku. A strict hierarchy existed within the Ooku. While the Midedokoro stood at the top, the true power holder was the O-Toshiyori, or senior lady. The O-Toshiyori was the highest-ranking official, overseeing the entire operation of the Ooku and conveying the wishes of the shogun and Midedokoro to the attendants. Beneath them, positions were meticulously divided, including Roho, elder ladies, Okayakwashirai, receptionists, Onakero, middle chamber ladies, and Okosho, pages. Each position had clear job descriptions, and dress codes, living quarters, and salaries were strictly defined. For example, the Onakero held an important role in attending to the shogun personally, and could even become a candidate for a concubine. Lower-ranking attendants, such as the Osu, handled general chores and were subject to rigorous labor. It was this robust organization and discipline that allowed the Ooku to function as a formidable center of power. Even slight differences in rank profoundly influenced the pride and lives of the female attendants in this world. Mornings in the Ooku began early, with the female attendants heading to their respective posts at sunrise. Their duties ranged from preparing for the shogun's and Midedokoro's awakening to personal care, meal preparation, and cleaning the castle. While the shogun and Midedokoro were served lavish dishes, the attendants primarily received simple meals. Even meal preparation involved thorough security and hygiene management, with tasters appointed to check for poison. Although there's an image of them wearing glamorous kimonos, this was only for attendants of a certain rank or higher. Lower-ranking attendants wore practical, simple kimonos and spent their days toiling relentlessly. Entertainment was limited, but some pursued studies in academics, calligraphy, tea ceremony, and flower arrangement. Annual events and festivals were quietly observed only within the Ooku, detached from the bustle of the outside world. Audiences with the shogun were the greatest, most life-altering opportunity for them, accompanied by extreme tension. In this secluded world of women, jealousy and factionalism were constant, and conspiracies over the shogun's favor were endless. In particular, becoming the shogun's concubine and bearing a child was the only path to elevating one's own status and that of one's family. It is said that secret probing among concubines and attendants, and even plots to entrap others, were commonplace. On the other hand, strong bonds and friendships undoubtedly formed within this harsh environment. However, acts against Ooku rules, especially illicit relations with men, were absolutely unforgivable and punishable by death if discovered. Leaking information to the outside was also a serious crime. Strict information control was enforced, and interaction with the outside world was almost non-existent. Romantic feelings were also one of the most dangerous emotions within the Ooku. These women lived by suppressing their own emotions. It is said that many attendants suffered from stress and loneliness, leading to mental and physical illness. The Ooku was truly a place of survival, where women lived their lives with fierce determination. The Ooku strictly enforced a ban on men, with only the shogun and a very few pages or doctors allowed to enter. Security was extremely tight, with numerous gatekeepers watching diligently, and female attendants were not permitted to leave on their own. Even minor rule infractions were severely punished. Some were confined to reflection rooms and occasionally expelled from the Ooku. It also had a terrifying side. If secret romances or affairs were discovered, everyone involved faced severe penalties. If they gained favor, became a concubine, and bore the shogun's child, they could establish a solid position within the Ooku. Conversely, attendants who completed their duties or grew older would retire as roho, with some living out their remaining years outside the Ooku. However, once an attendant entered the Ooku, most typically spent their entire lives there, rarely reuniting with their families in the outside world. By the late Edo period, the Ooku's finances were strained, and its grandeur began to wane. Then, with the Meiji Restoration and the end of the Tokugawa Shogunate, the Ooku also closed its chapter in history. The Ooku, once a closed space, was abolished by the Meiji government, and the female attendants returned to their hometowns. The Ooku was both the shogun's private quarters and a part of the shogunate's governing structure, fostering a unique culture. Beneath the image of opulence and splendor lay the untold daily lives of these women. How does this make you feel?